Good evening and welcome to this edition of Newsleader on 6. Today is Tuesday, November the 14th, 2017. I'm Jim Fuller.
And I'm Andrew Todd. In tonight's news, numerous Veterans Day events took place across our viewing area last Friday and Saturday. Tonight we'll bring you video highlights of several of those events which recognize the service of our nation's veterans. We'll have all these stories and more on tonight's Newsleader on 6.
I have 30 seconds to tell you about RussellBarnett.com. We're going to find over 1,000 new and pre-owned vehicles, RussellBarnett.com. We're going to get your trade appraised, RussellBarnett.com. We're going to get financing done, RussellBarnett.com. We're going to get collision repair assistance, RussellBarnett.com. We're going to get auto rental assistance, RussellBarnett.com. We are the one-stop shop, one click away. Why click anywhere else?
Friday, December the 1st, the third annual Reindeer Fun Run will be held on Jackson Street in Tullahoma. This unique fun run and walk benefits the Tullahoma Animal Shelter. Cost for the Reindeer Run is just a recommended minimum donation of $10, but anyone is welcome to join in the fun. Participants and walkers will run down Jackson Street as the parade watchers gather. Runners are also encouraged to dress in their favorite Christmas flair. Pre-register at D.W. Wilson or on the day of the race at Fraser McEwen Park. So grab your antlers and join in the fun at the third annual Reindeer Fun Run.
It's your trademark. That's something special everyone knows and remembers. It's your thing. It's made holidays special for decades and summers unforgettable for the entire neighborhood. It's made everyone laugh every single time. Don't let illness or injury keep you from doing your thing. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live well.
Welcome back. Several hundred Tullahoma residents gathered at the South Jackson Civic Center last Friday for the city's annual Veterans Day celebration. We'll hear from keynote speaker Colonel Scott Kane.
Veterans Day is about something sacred. I think we as Americans have changed the way we approach Veterans Day over the years, and I want to simply share with you how I view this day. It's something sacred, and it's about our veterans, but it was originally about when wars stopped. It was to remember the tragedy of war, whether necessary or not tragic. The warriors don't all fare well, even if the war is won. It's something we need to remember, and it will help us focus on what those veterans have really given in our wars. It's something sacred, something to be treated with reverence, with respect. They've given themselves. On November 11th, 1918, an armistice was signed in France, between the Allies and Germany to stop fighting on the Western Front in World War I. It took effect at 11 o'clock in the morning, the famous 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, 1918. The U.S. and many allies recognized the first Armistice Day on November 11th, 1919. President Woodrow Wilson said that our reflections should be filled with solemn pride in the heroism of those who died in the country's service and with gratitude for victory. It wasn't until 1938 that Armistice Day was officially a U.S. holiday, but it was celebrated in this nation for over 30 years. After World War II, Randall Weeks, a World War II veteran from nearby Alabama, promoted the idea of expanding Armistice Day to recognize all veterans, not just those who died in World War I. It took until 1954 for it to become law, but that year Armistice Day became Veterans Day, and it has been ever since. It's a day to recognize all those who served in the armed forces. But Veterans Day was born from the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, 1918. 99 years ago. We'll probably hear more about it next year at 100, but every year I think about Veterans Day and our veterans in terms of Armistice Day and when wars stop. About Wilson's solemn pride in our heroes and about his gratitude for the victory. What I see is gratitude that it has stopped, hopefully in our favor. When wars stop, some come home. You've probably heard this parable. World War II veterans returned to parades and celebrations across the nation. Vietnam veterans returned to a different atmosphere. Instead of returning to the parades and being treated as heroes, they were in many cases uncared for upon return. In the worst cases, received with anger. It wasn't until the 1980s that Americans started to see that even if the war was unpopular, People fighting it should not. So what can we do today, this Veterans Day, and what should we do other days when there isn't all this fanfare? Well, remember our wounded warriors. There's certain programs like the Wounded Warrior Project that could use your help as individuals or through our local organizations to raise funds and raise awareness for the needs of our wounded warriors. You can also say thanks. We veterans do appreciate that, but be willing to hear our stories too. Remember, we did this for you, for service, for our nation. And most veterans are humble and private about their experiences. They simply won't tell you about them unless you're willing to ask and willing to listen. I think if more of us took the fraction of time it takes, that little extra step of just asking, what did you do in the Air Force? Or on your deployment with the National Guard? We would become more aware of our veterans and their sacrifices. We'd be better at understanding this part of our society, and we'd be better adjusting as a culture to understand what our wars really mean. And then finally, to hold on to our perspective about what our wars really mean on Veterans Day and what it really means to our veterans. Remember 11/11/1918, the 11th hour, the 11th day, 99 years ago, Armistice Day. Veterans Day is a great opportunity to recognize our veterans, to volunteer some time to veterans' causes, to take the time to ask, but most importantly, remember, it's about when wars stop, about being thankful for the peace that has come and caring for those who brought it. Our veterans are patriots, their fathers, mothers, sons, daughters, brothers, sisters, cousins, uncles, aunts, and friends. And they are to be recognized today. Thank you, and God bless America.
We'll be right back with more Newsleader on 6.
It's football time in Tennessee, and nobody tackles the competition like the Russell Barnett Automotive family. With 6 different locations, 8 new car franchises, over 1,000 new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from, a certified collision center with lifetime paint guarantee, Russell Barnett Hometown Auto Rental. Let our family exceed your expectations at the Russell Barnett Automotive family. And remember, why buy anywhere else?
All I have to do to think about what I was physically before and what I am now, and I don't ever want to go back to that original situation.
The overall mission of the rehab team is always what is best for the patient and how we can facilitate maximum potential from every resident.
Well, the most important thing to me is that I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do, you know.
Everyday miracles at Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
Welcome back. Manchester and Coffee County honored the county's veterans on Saturday at an event on the Courthouse Square in Manchester.
Broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting through the night.
There's a service flag flying at our house, a blue star in a field of red and white. Father is so proud of what his boy has done. There's a tear in Mother's smile as she murmurs, "My son, perhaps he will return with fame and glory. If by chance we lose him in the fight, there'll be a service flag flying at our house and a new star in heaven for that night." Will you bow with me, please? Our Father and our God, we thank you for allowing us to come and honor the men and women who have served our country and think about those who didn't come home. Father, we also think about the men and women who are on guard today in different places of the world and out in ships in the ocean. Father, we also want to thank the veterans. We want to think about the veterans who are in hospitals and who are suffering from different physical, mental, emotional orders that they have. But we also want to think about the families who have supported them and have flown those flags in their house, proud of their children. Father, we ask that you guide us and give us strength to meet each and every day. And in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairie, to the oceans, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
We'll be right back after these messages.
It's not invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. It's a Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
All right, the cat's out of the bag at Carroll Street Liquor in Tullahoma. Now you know where to go if you're planning a get-together and want the ideal wine or spirit. Party planning can be stressful, but at Carroll Street Liquor you'll find everything you need. Mixers, gift sets, and all of your favorite spirit brands. So if you're feeling the pressure to pull off the ideal party, come to Carroll Street Liquor and select among the seemingly endless supply of wines, spirits, gift sets, and more. Your perfect party, it's in the bag with Carroll Street Liquors.
Welcome back. Tullahoma East Middle Chorus students presented a Veterans Day program last Friday at the school. Let's watch this video as the students sing "We Honor You."
More Newsleader on 6 is coming up in a moment.
I have 30 seconds to tell you about RussellBarnett.com. We're going to find over 1,000 new and pre-owned vehicles, RussellBarnett.com. We're going to get your trade appraised, RussellBarnett.com. We're going to get financing done, RussellBarnett.com. We're going to get collision repair assistance, RussellBarnett.com. We're going to get auto rental assistance, RussellBarnett.com. We are the one-stop shop, one click away. Why click anywhere else?
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
Welcome back. Tullahoma American Legion members held a ceremony honoring veterans at their post home on Saturday. In this segment, Post Chaplain John Gray reads the names of the area veterans who have died since last year.
It hadn't always been called Veterans Day. It was Armistice Day. It was signed, the armistice was signed November the 11th at 11 a.m., in 1918. Next year we'll celebrate 100 years. In 1954, I believe it was, Congress changed the name from Armistice Day to Veterans Day. We celebrate that on that November 11th, and we're here to do that today. Now, as a tradition, as we've had a lot of Legionnaires, Coffee County Legionnaires died during the last year.
Legionnaires who passed away this year: Buford L. Woosley, Kenneth D. Bennett, Ernest E. Bowden, Frederick J. Muscala, Barry A. Blackwell, William E. Simmons, David A. Deal, William T. Williams, Cecil Blackman, Robert N. Grantham, James H. Knopfler, Ray L. Geltner, Frank Horton Jr., Jack Davis, John W. Olson, Michael Phillips, Alfred P. Edens, Henry Montalvo, Eugene Bray, Harry L. Smith, James Henry Crumby, Christopher McLaughlin, Michael Ray Sherrill, Mark Ruskin, Wayne Kinzer, Stephen Eric Trapp, Robert T. Overman, Rudy Thomas Elam, Richard Bowden, Thomas Eddie Scott, Danny Lee Tucker Wynn, Larry Glover, Brian Wama, Percy W. Simmons, Donald Claude Orr, Riley Medford, Frank A. Green, Kevin Bitto, James L. Galt, Ernest Knight Jr., John Lewis Lauterbach, Randy Wayne Eady, William Hudson, Michael Mangino Jr., Francis George Murray Jr., E.J. Franklin, Thomas George Erickson, Frederick Conover, James Estel Dotson, Paul Good, John Donald Smith, William Thomas Hentley, E.C. Keel, Dr. Bruce Galwood, Bruce Hazelwood, Robert Ridley, William Boyd, Fred Hankins, Walter Silvertooth, Herman Wilson Barber, Hugh Killingsworth, Alfred Duncan, Oliver Story, Robert Wilson Murphy, Jean Paul Curran, Roger Winch, Jack McKinney, Chelsea Standifer, Robert Waller, Reverend Wayne Cable, Rosalind Canis, James Wesley Barber Sr., John Arthur Wolfe, Delbert Farrell, Charles Vernon Ledford Jr., Alva Kenneth Atkinson.
And don't forget to tune into this week's Living Show tonight at 6:30 p.m., Thursday morning at 9 a.m., and Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evening at 6:30 p.m. This week's guests include Tullahoma Police Chief Paul Blackwell, who will give us some Black Friday shopping tips. Lisa Maurer would like to invite everyone out to South Jackson Civic Center this Sunday to enjoy some local music, and Tullahoma Alderman Robin Dunn will be on hand to help answer questions and inspire Tullahomans to recycle. All that and more on this week's Living.
Stay with us. We'll have your weather forecast right after these messages.
Russell's got your truck, man. Russell's got your truck. Chevy, Ford, and Ram, man. Russell's got your truck. With the best selection anywhere. Russell's got your truck.
Keith Barnett here at the Russell Barnett Automotive family, and man, do we ever have your truck. 4 brands, hundreds to choose from, all at year-end discounted prices. So with so much to choose from, my question is, why buy your next truck anywhere else?
Russell's got your truck, man.
Here at Manchester Funeral Home, we know the importance of living and working in our local community because it's those families who we serve during their time of need honorably. We believe in supporting local business and offer only 100% Batesville caskets, the best in the industry and a driver of our local economy. If you want straightforward and fair pricing while working with the people you know, choose Manchester Funeral Home, serving your community since 1932. And pre-planning and pre-funding can be the best gift you ever leave your loved ones. Call us to pre-arrange. Manchester Funeral Home. Our family, caring for your family since 1932.
We're losing it, Doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation. It's gonna be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Tullahoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior Paints. You can be the paint doctor too when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Tullahoma. Come see the paint doctor, Stat.
The highest standard of excellence requires dedication and commitment. It's established over time. You know when you see it. You know when you feel it. There's a standard of excellence in healthcare. It's the Joint Commission Gold Seal of Approval. In 2003, Life Care Center of Tullahoma voluntarily achieved this accreditation and maintains it still today. Life Care, meeting a higher standard because residents matter most.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this day. Our record high was in 1964 at 79 degrees. The record low was in 1986 at 19 degrees. The average high on this day is 62 and the average low is 38. Partly cloudy weather expected tonight with a low of around 42. A 50% chance of rain in the forecast for Wednesday with a high of 61 and a low of 46. And partly cloudy weather expected on Thursday with a high of 59 and a low of 41. And that's our Newsleader report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6, 8, and 10 for Newsleader on 6. You have a good evening.
Have a great evening.